Hello and welcome to A Tinge of Ginge. Now today the video I want to put out is it's just going to be snakes and more snakes. I'm not going to be showing any of the 3D printing that I've been doing, any of the other projects. I've got about 4 or 5 videos lined up just for them on their own, so I wanted to just in this video just show all the snakes that I've not shown already, and just give you a few updates on stuff I've hatched, and just get a bit of advice as well, because there's a couple of snakes I've hatched I'm not entirely sure what they are. So I've asked a few people, but it'd be nice just to sort of put it out there just to try and get as many suggestions as possible. So what we'll do is we're just going to jump straight into it and start showing you these snakes, because some of them they're pretty special. Majority of them are going to be up for sale, so make sure you keep an eye on my Instagram, my Morph Market. Yeah, trying to clear out a few more snakes just so I can make some room for next year, because hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to have quite a few clutches next year, so I just need to try and make as much space as possible. So let's jump straight into these snakes. So the first couple of snakes I want to show off are these guys. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this little girl that I've posted. So this is my Mojave red stripe. I've been wanting to get into red stripe for quite a while now, and it's just been one of those things where I just haven't found the right animal with the right genes that I wanted. Yeah, this was a really good pickup. I picked this up from Exclusive Snakes. Really nice guy, Marcelo. Yeah, I was a bit of a pain in the arse with him, but he managed to pull through and get this snake to me within a couple of days, which was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, and thank you to my guy who did go and pick this snake up for me as well. A big shout out to him. I'm not going to tell you who he is, but yeah, no, he's a really nice guy as well. So yeah, this is my Mojave red stripe. I really like Mojave. It's probably one of my top 3 genes, and red stripe is something that I've wanted to get into for a while now, just to get into the clown, just because it does work so well with clown. I also want to get into some darker morphs, so I want to get this into GHR. I want to try and get this into my blackheads, leopards and things like that. Chuck some yellow belly in there as well, just as an enhancer, just to see where it takes it really. But yeah, really happy with this pickup, and hopefully she'll be smashing the food soon, and we'll be getting her up to size in the next sort of 2 years. So I've got a few projects lined up for her anyway, so by the time I get to those projects she should be up to breeding size. So yeah, really excited about this one. The other new pickup that I got was this girl. Now it's just a single gene animal, and for me the colours on her are absolutely ridiculous. As soon as I saw this girl, I was absolutely blown away by her. The colours on her are absolutely amazing, the contrast on her is brilliant. The oranges, I mean, we all know snakes don't show that well on camera, but you can see even on the alien heads they've got like that, she's got that orange outline just there, and she's got that on pretty much all of her alien heads. She's got these little orange smudges here down the dorsal and on the side, and yeah, she's just absolutely incredible. She's literally just a straight lavender albino, nothing else in the mix. And that head stamp as well, if I can get her to sit still, her head is just crisp, and it just makes my OCD so happy with that pattern. But yeah, this girl is, yeah, really happy. Like I said, I saw her come up and I didn't care how big she was. I just knew just by looking at her that this is just pure perfection. And the guy I got it from, he's a really nice guy. Again, I'm not going to mention him just in case he doesn't want to be mentioned, but if he does watch this video, then I'm sure he'll let himself be known. But yeah, absolutely love this girl. Started feeding within a day of getting her as well. Literally got her set up. I was feeding the next day, thought I'd offer her food, and yeah, she took instantly. So she's going to be again doing a lot of work for me. Majority of her work's probably going to be in the dark genes, blackhead, GHI, leopard, all that sort of stuff, getting it into clown as well, because for me I do have some albino stuff, but I think I'm probably going to eventually get rid of the albino stuff and just stick with the lavender albinos, just because I feel like they keep their colour better, the contrast is a lot better. Yeah, and I'm just going to work my way down that line basically, but absolutely love this girl. Again, she is only small, but the projects that I want to put into her, I'm probably 2-3 years away from actually getting those animals anyway. So by the time I have actually got those, get them up to size and things like that, this girl should be more than ready. So yeah, this is the other new pickup that I got. So now I want to get into some hatchlings that I've hatched, and a couple of these I'm going to need some help on. So this girl here, I believe it is a girl. The pairing for her was a butter pastel spider pinstripe, and she was bred to my leopard pastel Mojave, and this is what popped out. Now, I don't think it's a blue-eyed Lucy. The eyes aren't going to come out on camera, but they're not as blue as what I thought they would be, so I don't think this is a lesser Mojave. I've got a feeling that it's all the genes except either one of those. I'm probably going towards, sorry, not lesser, butter. I'm probably leaning towards this has got butter in it and not the Mojave, just by the colours on her. They're quite faded. If it was Mojave, I'd like to think they'd be a little bit darker, so I think it's the butter that's actually causing that. And she is slowly changing the bigger she gets. When she actually come out of the ear, you can see those stripes down the neck. They literally stopped to where about my thumb was on both sides, and as she's getting bigger, she's starting to get those markings all the way down her body. And she even has some, it's very, very faint, you probably can't see on the camera, but they come down to about here on her tail. So the bigger she gets, the more pattern she is getting. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have a clue what she is. I think she probably is the all gene animal, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. She's got these cool little white stripes down the side. But yeah, she's an absolutely amazing animal, but she doesn't really fit into my plans, so she probably will be for sale. So this next one is this little guy. This is absolutely, if this was a female, then I would have held it back. But this is what I believe to be just a single gene blackhead, and it's 100% het for hypo. And this thing is just dark. It is literally jet black. It's incredible. You see that dorsal on the back, it's darker than the background. But yeah, this thing is amazing. When this popped out, I really wanted it to be a female, and yeah, it's turned out to be a male. Now, I'm in two minds about this guy. I don't know if I'm going to keep him or not. It's going to be one of those things where the dad is a pastel blackhead, 100% het hypo, and obviously because I want to get the pastel gene out of my collection, it may be a case that I hold this guy back and actually sell the dad. I know he'll definitely be ready for the next season, and to be honest, with the pairings I'm doing this season, last season, he probably won't be needed, depending on what I hatch. But yeah, it's one of them things where I don't want to sell him too quick, just in case I do need him. But it's one of those, it's a hard decision. You want to keep everything just in case, but like I said, I do need to make some space, so it may be a case of selling him. I do have a normal 100% het hypo that I can show you just to compare the colour, so let me quickly grab him. Okay, so these are actually clutch mates. These are actually part of the same clutch, and you can see the difference. The darkness on this blackhead is just absolutely incredible, and I love the dark genes, and I'm not sure why a lot of people sort of go away from the dark genes, but for me, I think the darker the genes, the better the contrast you get in pattern and things like that. As soon as you start throwing nice colourful morphs together, that's when I think patterns start to sort of get dissolved into each other, and for me, I just like crisp lines and contrast. That's what I prefer. So yeah, you can see the difference in these guys. You can see it's literally night and day how dark he is. He's got some little blue iridescence on his head, which is so cool. So yeah, he'll probably definitely be up to size. They just need a couple more feeds, and then once they've got them in them, he'll probably be ready to go. This guy, I'm not too sure. So this is probably my pride and joy of this season so far. So this is what I believe is a super pastel hypo blackhead, and this thing is just incredible. The bigger it gets, the better it gets. It's literally changing shed after shed, and to be honest, I'm liking it more and more. I think the hypo gene is absolutely brilliant. I think it gets a lot better with age, and the patterns on this are they're just absolutely crazy. And she's quite an odd one. If you look down the sides here, she's got sort of quite a lot of black, and the pattern's quite close. Whereas you look on this side, and there's almost like no pattern at all. It's like very spread out and sparse, and it's like two completely different snakes in one, which I absolutely love that. Contrast on her is absolutely brilliant. The colours, you're starting to get these sort of purpley tones that fade down onto the side. She looks like she's going to bite me. But yeah, this thing is incredible. The head's starting to get very light, yeah, this is this girl. She's not going anywhere. She'll be staying here for probably forever, but I've got a few plans lined up for her anyway. Probably be getting this into clown, maybe doing some super blackhead stuff with it, getting some leopard, GHI, cinnamon, basically as many dark jeans in as possible. And yeah, really excited to see what it's going to take me. I've got quite a few hypo clutches hopefully coming up next year, so yeah, really excited about this. So this girl's just shed, which is brilliant because you can actually see her colours now. So this is what I believe is a super pastel blackhead. Same clutch as that one I just showed you previously. She is looking a little bit thin because she didn't feed last week because she was in shed. She took forever to shed, so I'm going to give her a nice meal tomorrow. But yeah, so this is what super pastel blackhead het hypo came out as. I like it, but it's probably not my favourite. I think in this situation I don't like the pastel. With the hypo chucked in, I think the hypo just makes it look absolutely fantastic, but as it is without the hypo, I don't like it that much. Saying that, I am going to hold on to it because it's a female blackhead and I need to get as many female blackheads to hold back as possible. So being 100% hypo as well, it's just an added bonus. But yeah, again, the pattern on it is absolutely fantastic. I love what the blackhead's done. I do like that the pastel has shrunk the alien heads down like that. But apart from that, I feel like the pastel's sort of taken away from the blackhead. I'm still on the fence about this, to be honest. I think it is super pastel just because of the amount of blushing that's on the animal. If I compare this to the dad, there's not as much blushing, not as much gaps in between all the alien heads, and quite a few people have told me that it is a super pastel, as well as if you look at the head, you can see the head's quite blushed out. So that could be another indicator that it is blackhead, super pastel. You can see on her head she's got just a little mark there. She literally had a little bit of stuck shed on her head, and I think she just pulled it off on her own, but when she sheds next, that'll pretty much completely disappear, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, again, this girl is going to be a holdback. I do have a male version of this, which will probably be going up for sale very soon. Yeah, I believe he is exactly the same, a super pastel blackhead, 100% het hypo, so he will probably go up for sale because I don't really have a need for him. So coming on to my second favourite snake, it's going to be this guy. If you did watch the video of this on YouTube, you'll see that it was an absolute disaster of a clutch. I had some real issues with this one. I did hit 2 banana clowns in the clutch, and one of them actually had a cord wrap, which unfortunately didn't make it. And this little guy was actually in an egg with a partially developed twin. I think the twin must have gone bad a few weeks into incubation, and this little guy was tiny when he came out, but I sort of persisted with him. I just didn't want to give up on him, and look at him now. He's probably one of the biggest hatchlings I've got so far, and he's doing really well. He absolutely smashes food. I only had to assist feed him once. After that, he was just strike feeding on his own every single time. And yeah, just really happy with this. If you know how long it took me to get this, you know I've been wanting to get a banana clown for absolute ages, and yeah, this guy just does not disappoint. I wish that you could see the colours. It's one of the things where you just have to see it in person to understand how nice it is. But yeah, the colours on it are just so rich. I mean, if he looks this good on camera, then in person he'll just absolutely blow you away. The purples on the side are just incredible. But yeah, he's starting to get a few little speckles in now, which is quite cool. I quite like the speckles on the banana. Not too many speckles, but I do like quite a few. Got dirt on you there, you little mucky. But yeah, he's doing absolutely fantastic. He shed last week as well, so he's looking even more brilliant. And yeah, I can't wait to plug him into some girls I've got. Really interested to see what the banana cinnamon GH high would look like, and then to get that into clown as well would be incredible. I'm probably going to plug this guy into my female ghost as well, my hypo, just to try and make some double hets there to breed in the future, just because the hypo clowns look incredible, and chucking in those dark genes like the blackhead, GHI and all that sort of stuff, I think it's just going to make it look absolutely incredible. So yeah, this little guy is going to be doing a few bits for me next season, but I'm super happy with the way he's turned out. So this next little girl is something I was quite shocked about. I do like the spider gene. I think it is a nice gene, working with the right genes and things like that. And when this first will come out, I did think that this was what I wanted to hit. Turns out it's not, but I actually think this has turned out even better than what I wanted to hit. So I believe this is just a leopard spider, and I love this thing. I love the pattern on the tail. It's just got a crazy reduced pattern. I love those markings, and down the side as well. This thing's just incredible. For just 2 genes, it's so simple, but it just looks so cool. I really wasn't expecting it to look this good. Now, I did actually hatch out what I believe to be the super pastel leopard spider. If I just get that out to show you so I can put it side by side, I'll let you decide for yourself. So this is what I believe to be the super pastel leopard spider. Now for me, I think it has ruined this snake. It is going into shed, so it does look a little bit less amazing than what it normally does. Normally a lot of this smudginess isn't there, it's normally a lot cleaner, and these blacks are quite dull at the minute as well. They're normally sort of this sort of jet black. So if I had to choose between these 2 snakes, I'd probably just choose the leopard spider over the super pastel leopard spider. Just in my opinion, I think the pattern on this is a lot more crisp, the pattern's a lot more nicer. I think the colour's a lot better as well, but overall this is probably what I actually did want to hit in the clutch. I did hit, but I was hoping for the yellows to be a lot brighter. Whether it's the super pastel that's completely blushed it out, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's one of them things you don't know until you see it in the flesh. You can look at pictures all day long on the internet and think, oh wow, yeah, that's amazing, this is amazing, but until you see it in person and actually get the snake in your hands, you can't really make a decision, to be honest. So it was nice to be able to have the 2 just to compare as well, just for my own records. Also, this was actually the snake that I pulled that little tiny slug out of. As you can see, it's feeding, it's getting chunky now, it's doing well, feeding on its own. But yeah, I did post that on Instagram, so you can go over and check that out. But as you can see, he's surviving, he's doing really well, and yeah, I think these are both females. So I would keep this if it was a male, but to be honest, I don't need a spider female. Right, I'm going to be very careful with this next girl because she is just incredibly snappy, and all she wants to do is just bite me. So I might be doing quite a bit of flinching on this video on this part, just because she is such a yeah, she's an interesting little character. So this is something that it's going to be quite a long plan for me. So as you can see, it's a normal, but it is 100% double het VPI Exantic clown. I really like the VPI stuff. For me, that's probably my favourite out of all the Exantics. I don't know why, I think everybody has their own preference, and just from the animals that I've seen and all the other combos that come with it, for me, I just like VPI. That's my preference. So that's the one I've gone for. The girl I've got is absolutely incredible. But yeah, I don't know if it's putting them 2 genes together or what, but for some reason this clutch is just on another level. They're just absolutely crazy. All they want, there you go, actually nearly went for me there. All they want to do is attack me. And yeah, they're 2 of them are actual trouble feeders, so I do have to assist feed them too, unfortunately. They both hatched out really small, which was odd because she's, as you can see, she's, oh no, she's going to bite me. She's a normal size hatchling, I'd like to say normal size. But them 2, they're just absolutely tiny. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I'm guessing it was something during the incubation, but yeah, I don't know if it's something to do with the Exantic and the clown that's making them super aggressive or not. Always fired up, always angry, always wanting to bite me, but she's a fantastic feeder. Now, I'm not scared of getting bitten. I've been bitten quite a few times by this hatchlings, and I think it's more the shock than anything. It's not painful, it is just the shock. But yeah, I don't like to get bit, mainly because of them. I don't want them to break teeth, and for that to then cause them not to feed or get a mouth infection or something like that. So I do try and not get bit as much as possible, but I don't think anyone likes getting bit. But the reason I wanted to show her off is, I think for a normal, I think that double het influence on her is just making her super clean. Comparing her to a general normal, she's zoning in on my face, that's not good. Yeah, I think she's absolutely incredible. The colours on her are really, really vibrant. The lines on her are nice and clean. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy with the way she's turned out. It's going to be a long project, so it's probably going to be 2.5. Well, for her, I think she'll probably be ready in about 2 years' time, because she's just absolutely smashing food, super aggressive. I just hope she does calm down. I'm trying to handle her daily. You can see she's readjusting where she nearly got me. But yeah, it's one of those things that you just have to put the effort in and the time in, and I do have a few plans for her. So the males from this clutch, I do have 2 males. They will be going for sale. I don't see the point in keeping the males now, because I will be plugging a few extra things into that female to create some more double hets, which will eventually go to this girl. So I've got a bit of time to play around with it. I know kind of what I want to put into the mix, but I've got a few years to decide. So this is this girl. I'm going to try and show you her off as best I can, but I know she's probably going to try and eat my pinky. So let me just try and get hold of her. Oh my God. Stop. 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 Be nice. I think she might just be showing off for the camera, but just try and hold her. But yeah, the pat. Yeah, this is going to be a terrible view. I'm sorry, but I just can't risk getting bit by her. I'm going to try and hold her head. But yeah, the pattern on her, I love the pattern. It's super, super clean on the sides, and yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Right, you're going to be good. Right, I'm going to get her back, so I don't want to stress out too much. But yeah, I just think that double het influence is just making her look absolutely incredible. I'm probably going to get bit trying to put her back, because as soon as you touch her, she's like straight round. Yeah, it's like battling with a cobra. Right, let me get her back, and I'll show you the next one. So this next girl is really, really cool. The pattern on this thing is just crazy. I'm not 100% sure on what's going on here. The pairing again was the butter pastel spider pinstripe bred to my leopard pastel Mojave. So I definitely think there's butter in the mix. I definitely think there's leopard. I definitely think there's spider. I think there is pastel, and that's what sort of made these the markings a little bit lighter. I don't think there wouldn't be Mojave in there, because obviously it'd be an all white snake, but I think it is the butter. So I think there's quite a few genes floating around in this little guy. Again, he is going to be for sale as well, but yeah, the pattern on this little guy is absolutely incredible. Really, really like this little guy. I think I don't know if there are any more genes flowing. You can see on his nose, he's got a little bit of rub on his nose there as well, but he's got that cool little white stripe down the side. But again, once he's got up to a little bit more size, he will be up for sale. Yes, it's a shame to see him go, really. It's things like this, I wish I could keep it and do more with it, but with the genes that are in there, for me to hit the odds of getting what I want, they're just not going to be there. So that's why I am selling them, basically. But I think it's a great project, especially with the amount of genes that's in this guy. He's a little powerhouse, and he's going to do a lot of work for someone, hopefully one day. So this little girl, I love hatching these. I've hatched quite a few of these now, and yeah, I think they're incredible. I think the pattern on them is just amazing. This is the sort of thing that I look for when I breed my snakes. I like a crazy pattern like this. I like how crisp and how clean that pattern is. Yeah, that's what I like. I love the dorsal line. Look at the dorsal line all the way down. It's just absolutely incredible. So I believe this is a leopard pastel Mojave, but I think it may be super pastel just because of the head. The head's extremely blushed, and the leopard pastel Mojaves that I've hatched before have tended to be a little bit darker. But yeah, this little girl, I'll probably sell it just as a leopard pastel Mojave, possible super pastel, just because I think it's a fine line. I don't think the extra pastel in it would make much of a difference. If I had two side by side, if I had a normal leopard pastel Mojave to compare it to, then it'd probably be a little bit easier. The dad is just a straight leopard pastel Mojave, and he's a little bit darker, but I don't know if that's just because he's gotten bigger, and he's just darkened with age. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, this little girl's going to be available as well once she's up to a little bit more size. I like to get my snakes sort of over 100 grams, sort of like 120 grams, 130 grams, just so they've got that body weight, because as soon as you ship a snake or someone collects it and puts it in their own collection, we've all experienced it, they might go off feed for 3-4 weeks. So I like to make sure they've got a proper decent body weight before I do let them go, so then they've got that little cushion if they do decide to go off the feed. So yeah, absolutely incredible little animal. I could hatch these every single day. I'd never get bored of the pattern. It's just crazy looking. And if you sort of chucked a few more genes in there, maybe something else to darken it down, maybe get some GHI in there. Yeah, I think GHI in this would be quite cool. Maybe get some yellow belly in there just to sort of enhance these colours a little bit. Again, I think that'd be amazing. It's probably a route that I might go down, but I'm not too sure. At the minute I'm focusing heavy on sort of GHI leopard, blackhead stuff, and getting that into the recessive. So that's my main priority right now. But I've still got the dad to this little girl. So yeah, it's just something that I might be able to work on in the future. So this next one was a real surprise to me. I actually really like this snake. Again, I'm not 100% sure on what this is. I think this may be the all gene animal. So this pairing was my leopard pastel Mojave bred to my bumblebee. Yeah, when this was in the egg, I wasn't too sure about what it was. I've done a little looking around and I can't really see what it is. I think it's the all gene animal, so I think it's a super pastel spider leopard Mojave. That's what I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. The reason I say it is it looks a lot like the Scorch Ball, which is a super pastel Mojave leopard, but I think it has got the spider because it has got a little bit of corkscrewing. When it comes to feeding time, it does get a little bit excited. The whole head does sort of come up and tilt over. It doesn't have any wobble that I'm aware of. You can see that head. If I actually give it a wobble, it is dead still. It does not move anywhere. That's actually my finger shaking. If I try and hold it still, you can see as it moves, it doesn't have any head wobble whatsoever, but it does have the corkscrewing. So as soon as it comes to feeding time, this thing just gets super excited. The head tilts all the way up in the air, leans back a little bit, but this has been probably the best feeder I've got. It's literally fed on its own from day one without any issues. If you've watched my videos before, you know I don't power feed. I prefer to do little and often, because I think if you give a snake a huge meal, it may then go off food the next week, and for me that's just too stressful. I like my snakes to eat every week if possible, so I like little and often, and just let them grow at their own pace. So, but yeah, this little guy, I think it's a girl. Yeah, I think this is the all GM one. Again, I've not seen anything like it. I've done a little bit of Googling, been on World of Ball Pythons, on the Genetic Wizard, and yeah, I think this is all the genes. Be interesting to see what other people think. Drop your comments down below, let me know. But yeah, I'm on the fence about keeping this one. I'm not too sure, because this is what I was hoping the the super pastel leopard spider would look like. For me, the pattern on this is nice and crisp. Even though the markings aren't dark, they've got that blushing. I feel like I can actually put something into this to make those darker without altering the pattern too much. The pattern on this is just, I just think it's incredible. I love it. It's a lot like that leopard spider that I showed you. It's just, for me, it's those crisp lines, that wacky pattern, and about those contrasting colours. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's definitely got spider. It's got that like side stripe there. Like I said, it's got that corkscrewing, little tiny bit. It's nothing major, but yeah, it's just one of them things happens. That's what happens with the spider gene sometimes. You can't control it, but yeah, I'm on the fence about this, but if someone can let me know what they think it is, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, again, if this may be available, I'm not sure yet. I need to look into it a little bit more to double check what it is and what's in it, what I can do with it. But it just may be a case that this is going to be another one that's available, just because I just don't have the room for it. So yes, really nice. The head on it is just, I love the head. I love how blushed out the head is with the blues and the purples. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so these next two are a couple of males I've been holding on to now. These were These were babies from last season. And if you look at the screen, they look very, very, very similar. There's a couple of differences. I'll try and point them out to you as best I can, but it's one of those things where they looked identical, and as they've gotten bigger, they've slightly changed from each other. I don't need them both. One of these will be up for sale. As you can see, they're actually huge. I think about 600 grams each. I can't remember off the top of my head. I will have to check. But the reason I don't need them both is because I think one of them has pastel and one of them doesn't. Some of you are quite keen-eyed, might have already seen it. For me, I think if you look at it in real life, it's fairly obvious, but I don't want to sell an animal and sell it as something that it's not. So in my opinion, I believe that this snake here is a cinnamon banana pinstripe. That's what I believe this animal to be. This animal I believe to be a cinnamon banana pastel pinstripe. And the reason I say that is the pastel tends to blush out quite a lot on the bananas, especially on the sides, and that's where I think the difference comes in. If the animals sit still, which they never do, you can see the sides here are quite blushed out, quite white, whereas on this animal the sides, they're just not as pale as this. Also, this one, it's got a lot more pattern down the dorsal line. It's really, really hard to see. I'll try and zoom in to try and give you a closer look. So you can see the dorsal line. So you see this has got more barring down the sides. This is sort of a bit more blurred in. I may have it the wrong way around. This one may just be banana cinnamon pin, and this may be the one with the pastel. I don't actually know. I think it's really, really hard to tell. It's very close. But if anyone could give me a heads up on what these two actually are, I'd really appreciate it. I can show you the heads, but the heads on these animals are basically very, very similar. You see the one on the right, I think it's your right, the snake that's in full view, you can see the head's a little bit more purple. The other one it's not as purple, so I don't know if that's the pastel on the head of this one sort of blushing it out more with the banana as well, making it that little bit more faded. Oh, they're starting to come alive now. It's quite late at night. I think the time now is about, what's the time? It's 11:30 at night at the minute. So yeah, I'm recording this quite late. I'm quite tired, but I just thought I wanted to get this video out now, just because of all the other videos that I've got lined up that have sort of been put in the work. So, but yeah, be interested to see what you think, if this has got pastel or if this has got pastel. The pairing was a banana pin to a cinnamon pastel, so there's only 4 genes in the mix that I'm aware of. I don't think there's any other genes that are floating around. If this one, or if one of them does have pastel, then one of these will be going up for sale. The other one I'm going to be keeping and plugging it into some enchy stuff that I've got going on. So if you do want to get a male banana cinnamon pinstripe pastel, if that's what it is, then yeah, one of these guys will be basically going up as soon as I find out which is which. So yeah, I'd really appreciate your help on these two. So this girl I wanted to show off again, just because she's absolutely amazing, and she is changing with every shed again, which I love. So this is my bamboo special calico. Bamboo and special Lelix, so that's how you get the blue-eyed Lucy. How the guy knew there's calico in this, I do not have a clue, but I do trust him. And to be honest, if it doesn't have calico, I'm not too sad about it. I'm just happy having the bamboo and the special in this snake, because they're 2 genes I don't have a lot of. I don't have any special now in my collection apart from this guy. I did actually sell a special the other day. But yeah, the bamboo and the special are things that I do want to get into clown. Bamboo clowns I love, special clowns I think there's a lot to be done with special clowns. So this girl is an absolute powerhouse. She'll be going to, hopefully by then I should have sort of blackhead, GHI, cinnamon, leopard. I should have all those genes into clown. So those will be getting plugged straight into this girl, and obviously being super, acts like super. 50% of the clutch should be bamboo, 50% of the clutch should be special, all 100% het for clown, maybe hypo as well if I can get some hypo clown stuff on the go. But yeah, I think this girl's an absolute powerhouse, and it's just going to push my projects forward. I'm hoping to get a lot of clown stuff coming out soon, so that's that's my main goal, trying to make some really dark clown stuff basically. But yeah, she's getting incredible. The pattern on her dorsal line was very faint when I first bought her. If you go onto my Instagram, you can see a picture of her when I first bought her, and this pattern is just getting more and more pronounced. She's getting a few little paradoxes, like a little orange blotch there on her side, which I think is quite cool. I don't know where the orange is coming from, because obviously the bamboo is quite a silvery grey sort of snake. Could be coming from the special, but again they're sort of more normal looking. Could be coming from the calico. Maybe that's a little sign that there is calico, I'm not sure, but she's always had this little orange dot right in the middle of her forehead there. I just think that's funny. That's just such perfect placement, and the eyes on this thing are just absolutely incredible. They're so blue. I couldn't be happier with this girl. She's absolutely beasting food again. She's going to be up to size in absolutely no time, so I need to hurry up and get those clown projects on the go, because yeah, it won't be long till she's going to be ready. So this is my Ultramel male. I could have got an Ultramel with a few more genes, but for me, I like to make my own stuff, you know that. All the stuff that I want to produce I want to know that it's been made by me basically, so I do tend to buy the base morphs and then I just grow on from there. You'll also know that I'm a bit of an impulse buyer. I literally buy anything and everything that pops up. If I think I need it, I just buy it for the sake of it basically, and if I don't need it, then I do end up passing that snake on. But yeah, this was one that I couldn't turn down. I think he's an absolutely incredible specimen of an Ultramel. We all know snakes don't come through on camera, but the colours on this thing are just absolutely crazy. I've not seen a lot done with Ultramel and dark genes, so that's why I've bought this guy. I've got my Cinnamon GHI girl. He's probably going to be plugged into her next season, because this season she's been plugged into my Hypo Blackhead male, trying to get those Blackhead Cinnamon GHIs just to see what happens basically. There is pastel in the mix. I'm hoping I don't hit any pastel. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how the pastel affects all them genes, but all I want to hit is a Cinnamon GHI Blackhead. Just want to try and get all those dark genes into one. And this guy will probably be going to her next year. You can see he's absolutely huge. Again, he's over the 500 gram mark. He's ready to go. But yeah, it's Ultramel is something that I ummed and ahed about. I've seen a few pictures floating around. Whether they're real or fake or not, I don't know. But once you get Ultramel into the darker genes, I love the rich tones that you get from this. And Ultramel clowns, wow, I saw an Ultramel clown and that absolutely blew me away. So eventually I will be putting this into clown as well, getting those Ultramel clowns. And yes, it's just one of the things that the projects I've got, they're very long. I am impatient, but at the same time, I like to think I've got quite a good eye for what genes work well together. And I've got this vision in my head of what it's going to look like. So for me, even though I'm impatient, it is worth the wait. And yeah, Ultramel, I wasn't a big fan of. I saw Gav from Bullshoe doing Ultramel stuff, and yeah, that's when it sort of made me want to get into the genes. So yeah, big plans for this little boy. He's got a few girls to go to next year to create some hets. I'll probably be looking out for a female Ultramel. Ideally, I'd like to get a female Ultramel that's 100% het clown, just because that will speed up the project a little bit. And with the other genes I'll be packing into that as well, I'm quite excited for the way it's going to go. So yeah, this is my Ultramel male. He's beasting food as well. I mean, he's pretty much tripled in size since I've got him. I've only had him a few months. So yeah, I'm really happy with this guy. Okay, so that's going to be in the video. I hope you enjoyed it. There's some interesting ones in there. There's a few things I don't really know what's going on, but I'm hoping eventually someone is going to come through and be like, yeah, this is what that snake is, and then I can get on to putting them on Morph Market and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really happy the way this season's gone. I'm still hoping for a couple more clutches to be laid. Yeah, I'm really excited with the way that I'm going at the minute. Really happy with what I've hatched so far that I can put into future projects. And yeah, it's just getting really exciting now. When you start, you build your foundations, you work your way up, and you just start to see the progress you're making, and it just sort of pushes you on even further to want to do more. So it's, yeah, really excited. Next video I'm going to do is probably going to be on these custom tubs here. If you see my Instagram, you'll see that I have got some custom water bowls with the nameplates. They're yeah, they're a little bit interesting. Took me a long time to decide how I wanted to go about it, but I think they're pretty tasty. I will be selling them if people are interested in them and they think it's a good idea, then I can sell them. It's just a case of talking about tubs and racks and things like that, because the way I've done it, you do need to drill a hole in your tub, which some people, if you've got expensive tubs, don't want to be drilling holes in them, but it's just one of them things. So next video will be on that probably, and yeah, if you are interested in anything you see on my channel, then just let me know. Don't be scared to comment or send me a direct message. I'm always available to message you back and just to see what's going on. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you watching my videos. There's loads to come on the channel. It's just finding time to get it all out there basically. So do stick with me, do keep watching all my stuff, and yeah, hope I keep on entertaining you as well as I can. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. But yeah, she's just, oh, there you go, see, all she wants to do is bite me.